Hello, I'm Claire Louise from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm going to go deeper into the daily read, and I'm also going to go into Venus retrograde ending. It finally ended, and from my personal experiences with it, I understand it now. So maybe it'll help you. I'm just going on my life, making sure I'm here. Who's with me today? Pop up a message saying me. Where are you watching from? So I know that you're with me. Okay, it's all working. All good. All good. I'm moving house today. After this, I had a huge rainstorm. In fact, it's still raining. It's not the best day to move house. But that's what I'm doing. Which is bizarre, isn't it? Because in the daily read it said we've got new things coming in, and one of them could be moving. Had no idea that I was moving, but there is. There's some building work going to be happening again in this building, and so I decided to move out of it to another place, which is kind of exciting. It's kind of like being on holiday. I'm going to a poolside bungalow instead, so that's exciting. And I've just realised how much stuff I've got now as well. So much stuff. Who's coming? Who's joining me live? So yeah, the daily read for today, Friday the 26th of June. It's about new things coming in. Hey Janet, San Antonio, Texas. Oh, I never knew where you were, Janet. Seen you on Facebook. Yeah, the daily read. I can't really remember. I got up late today because of the rainstorm. Kept me awake a lot of the nights. Very heavy rain, and so I woke up late. I did watch it, but I can't remember what it is. But there was something about moving house in there which I thought was funny. About new relationships coming in. There's newness coming in, and that is, you'll see that as well in the weekly reads. You'll see it in your own life, and you'll see it in the weekly reads as well, which I'll be publishing in 2 days. Hey Barbara, how are you? So, big day for me, and then I'm going to take it easy, because it's I've got 2 flights of steps to carry everything down, and the bungalow is about, I can see it right there. It's probably about 30 meters, 50 meters away. So it's going to be a lot of carrying and a lot of walking. And I was doing it in my head instead of sleeping last night, figuring out how I could carry it all down, because I've got no boxes or anything. I'm just going to have to carry it. Hopefully the staff will help me. And it's not good, because look what I had delivered the other day. All of that water, 5-litre bottles of water. And I've got some 6-litre bottles of water too. And I'm going to have to carry all of them. So it's going to be a full workout for me today. But I'm looking forward to being in this new place. And so tomorrow you're going to see me from a new place. Moving. I'm moving. I am moving today, just like the daily read said. And I had no idea I'd be doing it. I've been in this room for a long time. I've got so much stuff now. I arrived with 1 suitcase. No, I didn't. I arrived with water. In fact, I arrived from another place on the island, my beachside bungalow. I did have some bottles of water. It was a few bags and my suitcase, but that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. New room, different place. I won't have the ocean view, but I'll be right next to the pools. Right by where I do the pool videos. That's where I'm moving to. Yeah, it is exciting. I know. It's a bigger room. I think I'm going to like it. I might stay there for a while, who knows. But I'll get away from the noise anyway. It's away from the noise because that clang. Remember the clang yesterday? Were any of you here yesterday on Psychic Cafe? There was a big clang and I thought someone had fallen over or something. They were delivering massive amounts of metal to replace the balcony railings in this building. I'm not staying in this building. And they work in the evenings doing it, every evening. Cutting metal and banging it into place. I'm like, I am not staying in this building for that. So I'm moving. The card of the day. I'm going to go into Venus retrograde as well and what that's all about. What it's all been about, because we came out of it. I can't see you. Here we go. Make it God's. Wow, the lighting is terrible today. Let's see if... There we go. Make it God's. Release the idea of my As soon as you start to say the money, the relationship, the job, freedom, the money, the relationship, the job, instead of my money, my relationship, my job, freedom arrives. When there's no grasping, the right action gets shown. Free me from the prison of my, dear Lord. That's interesting. Release the idea of my. Make it good. Follow the path. Get in the flow. Surrender your agenda. It's come up over and over again, hasn't it, that stuff? But that's an interesting way of putting it. The money, the relationship, the job. Not my money, my relationship, my job. Very interesting way of putting it. Right, so let me talk about Venus in retrograde. So we had it in retrograde. I don't know how long for. It was quite a while, and it was quite a trip for me. And I was talking about Venus in retrograde being like the universe saying, it was like the universe opening up the lost and found box, saying, with all the people from the past in your life, all your exes and things, saying, did you mean to lose this person? Do you want to have this person back? All of that stuff. And what happened personally for me was, what happened when we were going into Venus retrograde is I was about to start dating somebody new. And then Venus went into retrograde, and what I did, a couple of exes got in touch with me, but also I went to see my ex because we were always in and out of a relationship. We have been for 2.5 years. I went to see my ex. We were hanging out like we usually do. We've been on and off for the last 2.5 years. We've got a very strong bond, very strong emotional attachment to each other. It's like family to me. That's what I've always said. It's like family to me. I've seen him as kind of as family here on the island, but also like I'm getting some kind of security from him. Anyway. So I went to see him. We hung out. I told him that I was going to start dating this new guy who he knows, like a small island, everyone knows everyone here. And he reacted to that. He didn't want me to. He tried to talk me out of it. It's like, why do you want to do that? He wasn't saying anything bad about this guy, new guy. He was just saying, why do you want to have a boyfriend? Why do you want to have a relationship? People are trouble. It's just a lot of work. Why do you want to have drama in your life? It's just going to be drama in life. Why do you want to change things as they are? But he never said, that it was about me and him. Anyway, it kept on like that for a while. And then we got back together again. I thought, yeah, it's very hard. I was finding it hard to let him go, to even move on. And we got back together again. And we went full circle. Hi, Melissa. We went full circle during the Venus in retrograde. So what happened was the same thing happened as usual. At a certain point, he started pulling away. He started getting distant. He wasn't present with me anymore. He's just kind of switched off, wasn't with me anymore. So it was great for a few weeks. Really, really great. Better than it's ever been between us. And then he switched off. I'm like, this again. This is when I usually leave him alone. This is when I don't come around anymore. I don't see him anymore. And we have like a few weeks or a few months apart. But this time, because it had been so great, and because I thought he'd stepped up because I wanted a relationship, that's what I thought, I stuck with it. And I'm glad I stuck with it, because what I saw next was the reason why. Not the reason why. The reason why he goes distant and he switches off is because I saw him taking hard drugs. And so this is the cycle that he goes through. And so now I understand. It's like, that's why he gets so distant. But of course it's not the reason. Addictions kick in for a deeper reason than that. And I know his personal stuff that comes up for him, especially when I'm there as well. And so I saw it, and I just thought, this isn't me at all. And now I get why he can't be there for me, and now I get why he gets distant and all of that. But why I don't get that security, I don't get what I'm looking for from him, I don't even get what I think I'm getting from him. Anyway, and so I kept on asking, when is Venus coming out of retrograde? Last night we had a rainstorm, and it kept me awake. And while I was awake, I messaged I messaged the new guy again, who had been very confused while I'd pulled away from him. He'd been very confused. We never had a date or anything, but I have seen him a few times and he's just kept well away from me. And I messaged him last night, connecting with him again, because it's been in my dreams a couple of times in the last few days. Hey Yvonne. And yeah, and so we connected again. I finally had closure from that ex, realising that I don't want to go back there for any of it anymore. Not for any of it. I finally got the closure, and that means that that whatever was holding me back from this new relationship, I'm free of now. So, whew. So it's like this cycle, yeah? So Venus in retrograde is like the universe saying, did you mean to let go of this one? Do you want this one back? Or it does full cycle for this time for you to have closure properly. And that's what I was getting, right? In those readings that I did a few weeks ago with all of this Venus in retrograde, is that's what it was about real closure this time. Hey Karen, how are you? So yeah, I'm going to go deeper into the daily read. Hey, Odette! So yeah, Odette, I'm moving house. Oh, I've got stuff in my bag. Moving house today. Which I was doing in my head last night. If it wasn't rainstorming, I would have just got up and I would have started moving stuff. But it's still raining. My stuff's going to get wet, but I'm moving house. So this new stuff is coming in. And so Venus came out of retrograde a few hours ago. It was about 4 hours ago, I think. So there you go. What's been happening in your lives? What full circle have you come full circle around with an ex or something like that, or what? I might be able to make sense of it from my story now. So deeper into the daily read, we've got be artistic and going well. Things are moving forward on all fronts now. Venus, it's relationships, but it's also our heart too. And so it frees us up for creative work and all kinds of things. It's going well. I'm going to do your reading and your hearing from my new room once I'm moved. And everyone else's that books in as well. And then I might go for a massage. I don't know. So we're starting to move forward on our creative stuff. So if you felt a little bit stuck, it could be because Venus has been in retrograde as well. Of course, we've got other planets in retrograde as well. So that's impacting us too. It's holding us back or making us go within, readdress something that we haven't surrendered. Yeah? So it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of that Venus in retrograde today. You could be finding a new perspective on everything, especially exes, especially things that you need to let go of, people that you need to let go of, you didn't let go of properly before. You can find that closure now. And so be sure to spend time in meditation today, quiet time, to get that closure, to get that surrender from it that's possible. How about everyone else? Did you go through something like that? So we've got a big surrender, a big release today because of that. I certainly do. And it just feels right that I'm moving house now as well. I don't know, there seems something really right about it. I've got a tickly nose again. Innocent, find a new approach. Moving forward, finding a new approach. Change is happening. We're innocent in all of this. It doesn't matter if we didn't get it first time around, second time around, 20th time around, 25th time around. That was me. But I'm a different person now, too. He isn't, really. So we're innocent. We're just being brought around to a new approach, brought around to that surrender. So we can let go. As I said, this surrender and this new approach, it could be in anything in your life. It could be in everything in your life. This surrender could be the thing that frees you up, not just for the relationships, but for creative work, but for moving house, moving location, all kinds of things. Is what I'm feeling. We just got to know our innocence and all of that, and so don't beat yourself up once you get that surrender for the years, maybe you were in a long cycle like that, for the years of not getting it, of not seeing it clearly. We're innocent in all of that. We're human beings. We go through these things. And we learn from it, right? We learn from it. It's flowing for our own good and to show us who we really are. To show us who we really are. This Grace card. So I really do feel like this surrender, it's stepping us forward to these new things, like the daily read said today. The better, the good, new good stuff is coming into our lives from now on. That flow of grace, it can be really, really good. So just watch out if you're still in those cycles, if you're not getting that aha today, if you're not getting that release, or if you haven't had it in the last couple of days, you might be feeling it today. If you're not, beware of being in the same patterns that you've been in the past. As I said, it's not the time for addictions because you'll miss it. It's not the time for, it's the time for meditation and going within. Yeah, being still, keeping quiet, being alone to get that, because you could miss it. Miss the boat. And we don't have another, when is it? We don't have another one. Wait. Find out when the next one is, the next Venus in retrograde for you. December next year. December next year is the next one. So you might be in repeat cycles if you're ignoring it this time. You might be in repeat cycles until December. And so watch out. Watch out. Do you really want a year and a half of the same? Corey, just did 20 minutes chakra realigning meditation before joining. Set to meditate. Cool. You're doing the work, Corey. It's good. I've been doing the work lately as well. Not just my worky work, my own work, personal work. Working on myself. So there we have it. So creative things are going to start moving forward. So your work, creative endeavors, stuff like that. I think we're going to see an increase in abundance. So maybe while Venus was in retrograde, the abundance went downhill a little bit. That's going to kick back off again, along with your inspiration, creativity, that kind of thing. We've got to do that. Be still, keep quiet. That meditation thing to get the surrender that's going to free us up, so that we're not in those same karmic patterns for the next year and a half. We don't want to be in that. I'm not going to be in that for sure. We've got to realize that we're innocent. If you get this aha, if you get this surrender, you've got to not beat yourself up for the past. Know your innocence, and then that new approach will come in. So there's big change coming in today, or possible today, if you're doing the work. And yeah, grace is kicking in again, so things are flowing again, to show us who we are. So this is that kickstart. You'll see in the weekly reads, this next week is a really powerful week. I shot all of those yesterday, the weekly reads for all the star signs, and yeah, it's great. I'm going to be publishing tonight. I'm going to be publishing the bonus reads along with the deeper dive reads for those, and then I think I will publish the weekly read for all signs to give you a little bit of a heads up on what's going to be happening this next week. But yeah, it's a very interesting week that we've got coming, and I can see that this is happening. This grace is kicking off, being pushed toward what we came here to do. We're halfway through the year. It's like half time in a football match when you change the players and you change the tactics, and then moving forward on a new path. That's what we've got coming this week. That's what's happening this week. The energy is going to change significantly July the 1st. So the start of the week might not be this grace thing. You might not feel it happening then, but you certainly will once we get into July, because the energy of the daily reads are pre-shot, all of them. You might have noticed You'll know my itinerary now because you saw me talking about that draw that Corey won. Way beyond. I was still talking about it until yesterday. Yeah. Yep, so I've shot all the daily reads for this next week up until next Thursday, and the energies significantly change on the 1st of July, so for the better. For the better. So there must be something else happening. Yeah, so we're halfway through the year. Hey, Dwayne. Changing tactics, a new story starting, a new path. That's what the weekly read said for all signs. It's a new path opening up, like the old path left behind, a whole new path opening up now. So, cool. And the card of the day, we've got make it God's. Release the idea of my. As soon as you start to say the money, the relationship, the job, freedom arrives. When there's no grasping, the right actions get shown. Free me from the prison of my, dear Lord. Abundance for Corey. Yeah, I really feel like abundance will be kicking off as well. I have noticed that in the last few weeks, actually, in myself. And in my business, my abundance has gone down. Not drastically, but it was way up there before the Venus in retrograde. And sometimes we think, is it what we're doing? Is it our focus that's changing? Is it because I got back into that relationship again that caused it to happen? Or is it just the energies, affecting all of us? Right, who wants a reading? Pop up a message saying me please and I'll do that for you. And then I'm going to move house. I'm excited. It's not ready yet. All of the rooms here are empty, so the cleaners are going to be making it up first, but I can move all my outdoor stuff, all my plants. I'm going to start with all my plants because I'm going to put them all out in the rain while it's raining to give them a proper water. Hang them up on a tree or something. I'll be more in nature as well, which is kind of nice, instead of in the loft looking at the ocean. Melissa. I'll eat before I go as well, just so that I don't have to carry as much food down. Eat all my food out the fridge. Okay, Melissa. Be with nature. You know it. I feel like a move is going to happen for you as well. Or if you're not moving, you're going to be starting a new kind of habit of being out in nature a bit more. Oh, then you're doing yoga, Corey. Cool. So yeah, Melissa, get out into nature more. You got a bit of a change there. This new path involves nature more. Wow, look at that. It's really similar to the daily message. You're innocent. So whatever change is going on, it's okay. Like the past is okay. It's not like you were on the wrong path before and now you found the right path. It's not true. Like the path that you were on before was right for you. And now it's just changing. Now it's new. It's like graduation. Graduating school. So that's you. Melissa. Janet. While everyone's here, remember to click like on this video so that YouTube shows people. Who did I just say then? Janet. Janet. Oh, it's not okay to travel at the moment, but it will be. And you've got to make it okay with yourself first before it'll be okay in the outside world. And so if there's somewhere you want to travel to or a location that you want to move to, you've got to make it okay in yourself. So I feel like someone's holding you back, or an idea of someone holding you back. So you think, I can't go yet because I've got to stick around for my mom or something like that. You've got to make it okay to travel. I feel like your higher self is trying to push you into that. Before travel is possible, you've got to be okay about it in your head. Because this is what you've got coming, Janet. Joy and relaxation. So you're kind of you've been in a hard cycle in your life, a tricky cycle, challenges and all of that. It's not been that joyful. It's not been that relaxing. You got travel last time as well. Wow. Yeah, your higher self goes on about the same things. But you've got a much better life ahead of you. Your higher self wants to move you into that. Life doesn't have to be so hard. That's what I'm hearing. Dwayne. Oh. You got big things setting off. What star sign are you, Dwayne? I can't remember. You got big things setting off. You got to take a risk to get there. That expansion, the expansion card, it's like the growth card, but it's much, much bigger. So this new path that you're on is going to take you to much bigger things, but there's risks involved in it. You can't stay doing what you've been doing with the people that you've been doing it with. That if you keep on doing what you've done, you're going to get what you've got, right? When you ask for expansion, things need to change. And so a lot of us, we wish for things, we put things down on our goal list, but then we don't want change. Leo. Oh, okay, yeah, things are changing for Leo now. You've been through a hard time, especially this last 6 months. All Leos have. It's changing now, and that you are going to get that expansion that you want. But this is saying, wow, yeah, I remember now clearly the weekly read for this next week for you. This is saying, the universe saying, look, you keep on asking for change, but then you're resisting change. You're not making those moves. You're not making those changes that I'm giving you. This is what the weekly read is about. It's like you keep on asking for it and then resisting the change. It's like you want change, and then when I say, okay, change this, then you're like, no, I don't want things to change. I want the change to happen, but I don't want it to happen. You're going to have to choose that change and actually take that risk to get what you want. Change coming, and it's starting this week. Time alone. Time alone, growth. So the start of it, this is like the growth card. The expansion card is like the forest. The growth card is those seedlings coming up. Your seedling, you as a seedling will come up when you spend that time alone. So you've got more time alone to spend. That's going to start that growth off. Little shoots of it, and then taking risks along the way for that change, the expansion comes in. Hey, Tawanda. Haven't seen you for ages. How's it going? Hope all is well. Yeah, really good now. I've been sick, but now I'm better. Been a bit busy. Wow. Good to see you again, Tawanda. What have you been doing? We've missed you. Moving before deliver baby. Wow, you've got what, 3 months left, Melissa? Corey's up next before he does yoga. Corey. This is about looking back at the path that you've been following. This path is ending and a new one is beginning. Look back fondly on it. Look back warmly on that path. You are innocent. How many times is this innocent card coming out today? You are innocent. You can let it go. It was the right path for you. And yeah, it might have been tricky and there was challenges, but they're the good paths, right? They're the paths that get us to that growth that we want. So what have you got coming in? Corey. Transformation. I am love. You're going to be receiving a whole lot more of what you want, Corey, now. Because you're transforming as a person. You're transforming yourself. That's why everything can change. Why is that? My mailbox is jumping up and down at me. Let's just get rid of that. There we go. So yeah, big transformation in yourself. That is transforming your life very shortly. In other words, you're going to receive. You're going to have manifestations coming in. What star sign are you, Corey? I don't remember. Yvonne. So you got something to accept, Yvonne. Something revealed, something that you're seeing clearly, something to accept. So this suggests that you're not accepting it at the moment. You've seen it, but you're like, no, I don't want it to be true. Don't want it to be true. It's stopping you from getting what you want. And when you find that acceptance, when you accept that what's in front of you is true, rather than wishing it to be something else, that's when you'll get what you want. Scorpio, Sagittarius rising. So, got to see things clearly, Yvonne, at the moment. People, perfect people for you. That connection, perfect for you. Perfect for you can be lessons. It can be anything, right? The perfect person for us in the moment is whoever's giving us what is best for us in that moment. Interesting. Tawanda, yeah, I've been sick. So Tawanda, the dentists were closed here because they're non-essential, and then they opened back up again. But unfortunately, for like 2 months while they were closed, I'd broken a tooth and then it got infected. And looking back, I should have gone to hospital. It was an emergency. I didn't realise it was an emergency. But I didn't. I waited for the dentist to open back up. When it opened back up, she removed the tooth because it had broken upwards like that. And of course, that's when it releases the infection, doesn't it? And so I was quite sick after that and getting worse because my wisdom tooth next to it had been dislodged, and then that got infected, started causing me problems. Had to go to hospital to get that out. I had really high blood pressure, feeling terrible. So now I'm good. I'm back again. Got super busy, not sure what happened when. Supposed to get that reading from you. All these retrogrades, they have been a bit intense. Hi, Twanda. Watch the replay of this. I explain my story of the Venus retrograde to make more sense of it, because we're out of it now. It ended a few hours ago. Who am I doing now? Janet, you got travel last time. It happens. Sometimes people get private readings with me and I'm saying the same thing over and over again until they get it. Karen. What you resist, persist, and communicate is what you've got, Karen. You don't want to say it. You need to say something to someone and you don't want to say it. You're resisting saying it because it could change everything. And it's a good thing. It will change everything. And that's what you want. You actually want that change. So Karen, you've got the same thing. If you want change, if you're asking for change, you've got to let that change happen. It's like, asking your boss for a raise and your boss says, okay, but you've got to do this new job for it. And you're like, no, I don't want to do a job for it. I just want the raise. The boss says, no, but you've got to do this new job for it. It's like asking for change, but resisting that change. So the changes that you're asking for, you need to say something to somebody, but you're resisting doing that because it's going to cause change. It will cause change, and it's positive change for you. Even if it's disruptive in the short term, it's positive in the long term. Look, because you're in a transformation at the moment. You've got great expansion ahead of you. So don't be scared, Karen, that there's going to be less ahead of you if you tell this person this thing, whatever it is. If it's in a romantic relationship or a friendship or a boss or a colleague or whatever. You've got transformation happening, leading to much bigger things. Condo's up for sale. Oh, yeah. Who do you need to speak to, though? Anyone else? Barbara, did I do you yet? I can't remember. No. Barbara. Tawanda, do you want one? Later on today, my half-price sale is starting. Work business reads, I'll be publishing those bonus reads later, in about 12 hours, thereabouts. Maybe earlier than that, I don't know. Depends how today's move goes. Your boss, okay. Do it, Karen. Yes, it's gonna cause short disruption, Karen, but it will be good in the long term. So say that thing. Okay, Barbara, sabotage. This came up a lot in the readings that I'm going to publish this weekend. It comes up a lot about sabotage is coming up, what our sabotage is, and about what's really behind them. So it's not the sabotage. Like mine is drinking. If I want to sabotage something in my life, I start drinking again. And it's not about the drinking. That's just like the symptom. That's just the sabotage. It could be anything. It could be drugs. It could be overeating. Whatever your sabotage is, we've all got one. But it's what causes us to do that. Yeah, it's the reason behind it that we've got to face at the moment. What's triggering it, what makes you feel uneasy. And like sometimes with mine, I can pretend, like if things are going well, say things are going really well in my business, I can pretend that I'm celebrating that and drink too much, and really it's sabotaging it because it's got beyond where I want it, kind of thing. I'm asking for change, I'm asking for expansion, I'm asking for growth, and then when it happens I can pretend that I'm celebrating it, but really it's my sabotage kicking in. So that might speak to you a little bit, Barbara. But yeah, whatever your sabotage is, you've got to warm to it first to see what's really behind it, to see what's triggering you to cause that sabotage in the first place. It's come up so much in this weekend's reads. The sabotage. And in fact, a couple of the readings actually go into it. A couple of the bonus reads, the work business reads, that actually go into what is triggering you for a couple of the star signs. Going away for a few days with him. Sabotage. Clear passion. You've got much more ahead of you, Barbara. Much more passion. And so I feel like something's going to be revealed in the next few days when you go away. Or whenever it is that you're going away. Something's going to be revealed. You're going to see something clearly. It's going to, when you clear that, and it's something to do with the sabotage, when you clear that, you've got great things ahead. So something will be revealed to you. It's like a lesson. It doesn't feel like a lesson though. It's not like some tower moment or anything like that. I'm not feeling like that. I'm feeling like just you'll get an understanding of yourself. That came up in the weekend reads as well. A deeper understanding of ourselves at the moment. Tawanda, I'm about to do this investing. Let me know if it'll be a good idea. Okay. Well, we've got big change at the moment. We've got an old path ending, a new path starting. For this investment, Tawanda, you've got to prepare yourself first and believe in yourself, of course. So before you take action on it, you've got to get your vibration really pure on it. Get yourself really in a positive place from it. And so prepare yourself and believe in yourself, trusting your intuition, that kind of thing. You're starting to write a book. I remember you talking about that, Tawanda. Awesome. Oh, that's good. Well, both things. Prepare yourself and believe in yourself first before you take action on those. It will make all the difference. Yeah, prepare your vibration first. I do. That came up in some of the weekly reads as well, about meditation before you take action. Like starting a new practice, kind of. From now on, I'm not just going to rush into things willy-nilly with random vibration, feeling stressed or rushing forward or feeling worried before I take an action. I'm going to meditate before I start anything and then go clearly into it. Be willingness to let go of that fear of lack. So yeah, you do need to prepare yourself to wander before you do this investment, especially before the book too, because the book, I mean, you can write it, but before you publish it, that you need to do this work. You need to let go of that fear of lack stuff. You want to tune into abundance completely and get abundant minded. Have your vibration really clear and then do it. Then do that investment and then publish the book. I did it backwards. I published my first book when I was in fear of lack, when I had so much lack going on. Thank God it's still paying me. In fact, it's not. The money doesn't actually go in my bank account. I've got to sort that out. The payments for my books over the years, which is 2012. 8 years of payments from my book royalties. They've never hit my bank account, and I've never noticed until this last one that didn't. And now I've got details from Amazon about all of the bank details, I don't know, for them to find the payment. And I just need to call up the bank and then go through all of the last 12 years payments that I didn't get. They've not been monthly payments because there's a certain amount that the royalties need to get before they'll put it in my bank, but they've not been hitting my bank account. I should sort that out. Maybe today. No, Australia's ahead. I might not have time to do it today, but definitely next week I'm going to do that. Might have to get a reading. Yeah, get a reading. Oh, you're supposed to do the investment tomorrow. Yeah, perfect time to get clear then. Get yourself a reading, Tawanda. Get yourself one of those guidance readings, and it can be really specific. Where is it? Oh, this one, abundance. This one, Tawanda. To get really clear on it, that's the abundance reading. That's the one to get, and then we can get you ready for it. Oh, you got me interested now. It's like investment with a time limit. That's why you came on here, to hear that message, obviously. Right, I'm going to move house. Wish you were all here to carry stuff for me. That would make it quicker. Anyway, I'm going to take my time with it. I'm not going to rush. I've got all kinds of detachment cards and forgiveness cards, so I am at the end. I'm in that letting go thing. Discount. No, my work business reads Tawanda are going to be discounted in about 12 hours. That reading sale starts. Find that on behealing.com or on my bonus reads. There'll be a link for that. But not started yet. Weekend hasn't started yet. Tawanda. thank you everyone for coming along. I'll be in my new room for tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna have a clear out as well, throw things away. I'm not gonna move everything. I'm gonna leave things up here. Let the staff carry them out in the bins instead. Have a great day everyone, or night, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time. Bye.